Namaskar, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, students and scholars, teachers and trainers, professors and professionals, those who are listening, watching from the field of science, arts, commerce, and engineering, the most honorable President Prime Minister Modi ji, respected ministers and doctors, honorable advocates, advertisers, administrators and advisors, reverend fathers and mothers, affectionate sons and daughters. I, Dr. Rakesh from USA, heartily cordially welcome all of you. Dear friends, आज आप सुन रहे हैं, देख रहे हैं और सोच रहे हैं how our nation is being changed, the most vibrant, active nation of the world, that is India. According to its quality of population, quality of education, quality of health, our India is known by being starter, initiator, beginner. Since time immemorial, our Indian land, that is the form of nature, is known by being multidimensional, multi-sided, and multifaceted. Nature, which is the common concept of all the holy religions of this holy land. So there is no discrimination on the basis of caste, color, creed, language, but all are equally treated and accepted by this holy motherland. Our Indian holy motherland respected, welcomed, thanked all the outsiders, those who came in India time to time for addressing their cultural and climatic messages. Every country of the world, every nation of this world has its own specific identities. How do we understand it and how do we deal it? It depends upon the user of the language. Through the literatures, we understand different kind of languages, cultures, dresses, food senses, clothes, shelters. Many different contents are covered by the literature. When we discuss the journey of language to literature, actually, language is the mean, but end is the literature. Language is the mean in the form of medium. Media that helps in knowing the informations, likely that this language makes us able to understand the informations, instructions and identities. What is literature? Literature actually is the mirror of our society. How is our Indian society? How is our international society. We understand these things, these things by going to the glimpses of history. History becomes the fundamental story or foundation of the literature. Without knowing the history, we can't understand culture, we can't understand literature. History works like a backbone. Sorry. History works like a backbone of the literature. In our human body, without backbone, a man cannot stand properly, cannot walk properly. Likely that language works, history works, but literature helps us in developing the whole formation of the body. Literature can be understood by the different parts of the human body. Every part of our human body has its own importance, it has its own function. Likely that in literature we read different parts that helps us in understanding the cultures, food, dresses, senses of the worldly people. Some years before, it was the illusion of our mind that we are not to learn English. Let us remember the time when there was the ruling of Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who wrote the discovery of India and instructed, directed, even addressed to the public that our present lies in the past. This English works like a window of the world. As other languages like Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, German, French, Spanish, numberless other languages are there in the world that helps us in entrance and exit. But it is possible only through the English that we can interrelate and we can connect with the worldly people. So Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the first Prime Minister of India, he expressed in the words that English works like a window of the world. It works like a window of the world through which we can connect and relate with the worldly people. Dear friends, Mahatma Gandhi, who wrote Testament with the Truth, he expressed his thoughts, his philosophy on the basis of Saint Kabir. Many freedom fighters, free thinkers, astronomers, astrologers who got birth in the different religions, caste, color, creed, but their aim, destination, objective was one: to spread out the message of humanity. It is rightly said that humanity is our religion, humanity is our caste. What does the mean of humanity? Humanity means to share our joys and sorrows with others publicly. Whatsoever we have in bulk, we try to share it with others in supporting, cooperating worldly people. It is the true meaning of humanity, which is the common concept of all the holy religions of this holy land. Dear friends, today in this modern time, in agriculture, industry, economy, history, politics, and beyond to that, in the service sector, in banking, hospitals, railways, post offices, everywhere we see revolutionary and visionary change. That is the result of human improvement, human advancement. It's knowledge, information, instruction, and direction that we are using inventive and innovative approaches. In parts of speech, for understanding the literature completely, from magazines, newspapers, for knowing the complete information, for taking the information and for giving the information, we must know English grammar. This English grammar becomes common when we go through the literature. In the base of literature or language, we study word and sentence. Every student, scholar, reader, listener, speaker, or writer of the language, those who are studying in India and abroad in the different universities, they understand what is the value of the word, and this word helps them in understanding the sentence. And next to sentence, we try to understand language and its addressed messages in the form of articles, essays, paragraphs. Sorry. What is part of speech? Words are written or spoken together in a specific manner to create meaningful sentences. The interpretation of the message can be changed in how the words are arranged or used in sentence. 8 different parts of speech have been identified in English language, on the basis of which one can create and deliver a sentence with the proper content and message. What is noun? What is pronoun? What is adjective? What is verb? What is adverb? What is preposition? What is conjunction? What is interjection? In all these topics of parts of speech, common concept we understand word. What is word? A word that is the name of a person, animal, place, things, idea, is typically used in a sentence as subject or object of a verb or as object of a preposition. Simply in all the schools, Hindi or English medium schools, our students learn it. The name of place, person, and thing is called noun. In very simple words, we can say noun is the name of word. Noun is the name, noun is the meaning. Noun is a word. The name of things like person, place, and thing is called noun. Noun is a name. Basically, noun is a name. How many kinds of noun are there? One is proper noun, common noun, collective noun, material noun, and abstract noun. Simply in Hindi we study there are three kinds of noun, but in English we study there are five kinds of noun. When we go through the concept of the language, we understand it. All the Hindi grammarians have classified it in three types on the basis of our senses, human senses. As it is said in all, as it is said in Hindu mythology that there are 10 senses: right eye, left eye, right ear, left ear. Likely that there are 10 senses according to Hindu mythology, and they have their different particular function. But in the Holy Bible, we read that there are five senses. On the basis of function, they have divided it in five kinds. One more important thing about literature that we study in from our whole holy religions of the Holy Land, until and unless we will not go through the original scripture of the language of the words or sentences, we cannot understand the complete information, complete knowledge of that holy religion. So it is very necessary that we are to go through the fundamentals, commonnesses that are simply used in language. For knowing the concept of language, this language helps us in understanding the truth of literature. Science to spirituality, language to literature, we understand. We try to go through the unchangeable things. As per the notion of Swami Vivekananda, who addressed in his philosophy and stressed upon un, im, in, re, dish, these are the prefixes in the language in creating the new words from the root words in English that helps us in knowing the truth of the philosophy of words. Dear friends, as you know that our all holy religions of this holy land expressed, addressed, and advocated that our human body is made by five elements: air, fire, soil, sky, and water. These five elements are the basic elements of the human body. These are the fundamentals. In other words, we can say material noun. It is a part of material noun. Before understanding the material noun, we firstly try to understand this human body, because our human body is made by five elements: air, fire, soil, sky, and water. And these elements are in the form of material noun in this materialistic world. What is pronoun? The word that is used in place of a noun is called pronoun. Pro simply means for. A word that is used for noun is called pronoun. Very simple, we can understand it. Examples of pronoun are I, we, you, they, he, she, it. These are very common words we have learnt in schools, colleges, and even university scholars, research scholars, learners are studying time and again these words. And they think that why do we repeat them time and again? But it is very necessary as in our human body, air is very necessary, water, fire, soil, sky. These elements are necessary and we are very friendly and familiar with these elements. Likely that in understanding the language to literature, it is very necessary that we are to repeat these words commonly in our speaking, reading, writing, and listening of English. What is the meaning of I and we? You, he, she, it. Our scholars learn it. How do we describe the things that we have around us? Simply, we use it. And for appreciating, for admiring, defining, explaining, describing any person, we use I, we, you, they, he, she, it. In writing any kind of conversation, discussion, it is greatly needed three words. Our mind try to speak, think over three words. I is used by speaker. I is thought by speaker. You is thought by listener. And about whom we talk, that is he, she, they, and it. So, for understanding the natural concept of reading, writing, listening, and speaking of English, it is very necessary that we are to understand the history of words, and that can be captured from the Holy Bible, as in other languages. We, if we go through the basic literature or scripture of the language, then we understand the complete meaning of the word. So, likely that it happens in English as well. So, dear friends, let us know how we can be natural in speaking, writing, reading, and writing, listening of English. Whenever we express our innovative and inventive approach to the worldly people, whenever we try to write anything, whenever we try to think anything according to the changing nature, how we can change the words, thoughts, and ideas by just imagining the words. This imagination is the best educational technology for our modern scholars, those who are studying India in India and abroad. The different universities, literature or language universities, our research scholars are busy in doing research in the presence of nature. They expect that nature is the common concept of this language to literature, science to spirituality. So we must be natural. We must do yoga, pranayam, asana, meditation daily in our routine. that will help us, that will make us healthy, and that will keep us away from the difficulties, troubles of our life. Dear friends, reading, writing, listening, and speaking, there are four modules we study in English. For becoming the active listener, active speaker, active writer, and active speaker, how we can be active and natural in understanding the linguistics, in understanding the words and sentences. Complete understanding will make us able to associate with the nature of the word by concentrating complete devotion towards the words. By disattaching the external word, we can know the internal word of the word of mind. Our mind, which is known as the storehouse of informations, our heart, that is known the storehouse of emotions, passions, feelings. What is soul? Soul is soul. It cannot be compared with any other elements. According to the philosophy of literature or spirituality, we understand that our mind is the controller, manager, operator, generator of our all internal organs of the human body. And everything that we have around us, that has come from in to out, not out to in. Why there is fear in the human mind? Because he just tried to understand the external world. But the external word has come from this spiritual word. For knowing the spirituality, it is very necessary to be very friendly and close with the nature of this mind, nature of our heart, nature of kidney, nature of lungs, nature of internal organs of our human body. That can make us understand the realities of the words. Everything that we see around us in the form of development, administrative bodies, banking, railways, post offices, hospitals, industries, land, that we imagine, that we can imagine in the human mind, and that we can see in the inside of human nature. What steps we have around them, that steps can be imagined in the human body. This human body is rare, the most precious, most valuable. The breaths that we take in 1 minute, 72 breaths, and 216 ideas we generate in 1 minute. According to science or medical science, likely that how is the mind given by the God to us? We should appreciate it, we should admire its every action or function. Dear friends, our every day is important and it is God gifted. Every moment of life is important, and we should not miss the moment when there is not the appreciation of Lord or God in the form of repetition of the holy words that will make us able to understand the realities of our life. So it will happen automatically. Dear friends, let us come back towards pronoun. The word that is used in place of a noun is called pronoun. How many kinds of pronouns are there? Fundamentally, pronouns are very important for writing conversation, discussion, writing any story, paragraph, article, any literary item, or for understanding the language of newspaper. Pronouns are very important. There are different kind of pronouns we learn in English: personal pronoun, possessive pronoun, reflexive pronoun, relative pronoun, demonstrative pronoun, indefinite pronoun, interrogative pronoun, distributive pronoun, reciprocal pronoun, intensive pronoun, or emphatic pronoun. These words are used in place of noun. That's why we say these are substitutional words. As in economics, our students learn that if we need limca and there is not the availability of limca, then we can use Coca-Cola, Thumbs Up. There are multi items, substitutional word items are there that can be used. Likely that when one word is forgotten by our mind, then this mind can regenerate the next word, next substitutional word. So pronoun helps us in the form of substitution. And these substitutions also helps us knowing the relativities and connectivities in language, in joining the words, in expressing different events, incidents that happen around us or that we imagine. What is an adjective? Adjectives are the words which describe the nouns or pronoun. Simply, word itself says a word that can be added that qualifies any noun or pronoun that is called an adjective. How many kinds of adjectives are there? As in our human body, we have the different adjectives on this human body, like our hands, head, hair, bone, brain, everything that we have special in our human body, that is the form of an adjective. Something special, everything is special that we have in our human body, and that is known by being an adjective. How many kinds of adjective? Adjective of quality, the adjective of quantity, adjective of number, demonstrative adjective, interrogative adjective, possessive adjective, distributive adjective, and proper adjective. Dear friends, in understanding the grammar and especially knowing the tenses in grammar, verb works like a heartthrob. Verb, in other words, can be said action. What is verb? Verb is an action which describes the action or the state of the subject. A verb in a word that tells us about what the person, animal, or thing is doing. Primary verb, principal verb. One is principal verb, one second is helping verb. We understand it. On the basis of verb, we are to understand the tenses. Then we cannot forget the concept of tense. As we study in English, there are three kinds of tenses: present, past, and future. It is the classification of the time, not the classification of action. But tense is basically influenced by person. Tense is basically influenced by place, time, and action. One tense of present, one tense of past, and one tense of future. This helps us in speaking more and more ideas, more and more words. What is an adverb? An adverb is a word that modifies the meaning of a verb. Adverb is the common concept of all the topics of part of speech. An adjective, a conjunction, a preposition, or another adverb. Sometimes adverbial word qualifies adverb itself. For example, Rita sang sweetly. The pen is very good. He ran too quickly. Kinds of adverb: adverb of time, adverb of place, adverb of manner, adverb of degree, adverb of affirmation and negation, adverb of frequency, interrogative adjective. What is preposition? Pre fundamentally means before. Before position. Preposition वो वर्ड या वर्ड का वह समूह जो किसी नाउन या प्रोनाउन और वाक्य के दूसरे भाग के बीच के संबंध को दर्शाता है. Very simply we can understand words that shows the relativity and connectivity of the nouns or pronouns are non preposition, like on, in, at, by, from, since, during, for, till, until, ago, before, after. For example, there is a cat on the table. Where is cat? On the table. So where is being identified here? Where is being expressed here? To the word on. I am writing with a pen. How? With a pen. How is being expressed with the word with? He is going to him. He is going to him. How? To him. So how is being expressed by the prepositional word? So likely that it shows the connectivity and relativity of the noun or pronoun in these sentences. What is conjunction? A conjunction is a word which joins words, clauses or sentences together. मॉडर्न इंग्लिश ग्रामर में कंजंक्शन को कलेक्टिव वर्ड भी कहा जाता है. इट इज द एग्जाम्पल ऑफ कलेक्शन और कलेक्टिविटी. Conjunction. As we use five mind mapping skills: what is, when is, where is, how is, why is. Likely that every word can be addressed, can be understood by these five words of mind mapping skill. What is the word? When do we use the word? Where do we use the word? How do we use the word? And why do we use this word? What is conjunction? For example, I have a book and a pen. In this sentence, and what is conjunction? That is helping in collecting two nouns, a pen and a book. Both are being collected by the word and. Rita sings and dances. What does Rita do? Sings and dances. Amar is tall but thin. This but word is conjunction that turns and twists our ideas. Our flow of thoughts is twisted by it. Is he speaking loudly or gently? He worked hard but he failed. How many kinds of conjunctions are there? One is coordinating conjunction, two is correlative conjunction, third is subordinating conjunction. These are the basic conjunctions. What is interjection? Interjections are small words which express sudden and or strong feeling. Exclamation sign is placed after interjection words. For example, alas, oh, ah, hurrah, hello, brave, hush, etc. Alas, the cat is dead. Oh, I have burnt my fingers. Ah, have they gone? Hurrah, we have won the match. Hello, what are you doing here? So these are the words that we use to express our sudden change in our emotions. So these interjections are related words that helps our feelings, that try to understand us, our feelings, emotions and passions. And we express such words by using sign of exclamation in writing. Thank you, dear friends. All of you are present today. You are listening, you are watching, and you are thinking YouTube 3M creator. Nice to see all of you. Nice to talk you, dear friends. Once again, next we will meet again tomorrow. Thank you. Nice to see you.